Welcome to the game. Are the players ready?
Have you ever thought that we are all playing the most sophisticated game ever created? The game of life. And unlike GTA, there are no cheat codes, no reset buttons, and definitely no YouTube tutorials that actually work. When I was 8, my aunt asked me that question we have all heard a lot. What do you want to be when you grow up? I said, a doctor. And she was thrilled. But then I added, or maybe Batman. And her smile faded a bit. 20 years later, I became a doctor, still working on the Batman part. I mean, apps are a bit challenging. But here is what is interesting. Throughout my entire education journey, from kindergarten to medical college, no one ever asked me, who do you want to be? Or how do you want to live? It was always what? What career? What salary? What status? We are playing this magnificent multi-dimensional game with incredible complexities. But somehow, we have convinced ourselves that there is only one scoreboard. I call this societal scoreboard, which includes money, professional success, recognition, and maybe Instagram followers these days. In spite of focusing on that as a society, let's have a reality check on how it is working out. Money. The average annual income in India, just about 4 lakh rupees. Bottom 50% earn only 71,000 rupees a year. If you are making 10 lakh rupees per year, congratulations. You are among the top 10% in India. Here is one more. If we look at the effectiveness of our education system, only 42% graduates are considered employable. Merely 8% work in jobs related to what they studied. So that is like you spend 4 years reading and memorizing everything about boxing, and one day, after clearing a written exam, they throw you straight into the boxing ring saying, congratulations. Now you know all the rules and here is a pair of gloves. Try not to get knocked out in the first round. And what about the aspects that we have neglected while chasing degrees and deadlines? Health. About 40% adults suffer from at least one chronic lifestyle disease. 1 in 3 students suffer from some mental health issues. And here is the most heartbreaking part. 1 Indian dies by suicide every 4 minutes in India. 36 students commit suicide every single day in India. 1 classroom gone every day. Not from disease, but from despair. So in the population of 1.4 billion people, not even 10% fairly achieve what our society calls success. And over 50% are performing very poorly. But wait, how did we get here? To understand that, we have to travel back about 200 years to the era of Industrial Revolution. Welcome to the mid-1800s. The British Empire is expanding across Bharat. Factories are booming and they need something very specific. Compliant workers who can follow the instructions and complete the listed tasks. They neither want creative thinkers nor visionaries, but just predictable cogs in the imperial machine. And to meet this need, Thomas Macaulay designed an education system perfect for this purpose. One that rewarded memorization, standardization, and obedience. And schools became factories producing mass workers. What about critical thinking, self-development? Absolutely not, because those qualities might lead to independence, and they don't want it. Thus, our modern education system was born. The truly wild thing, Even after independence, we kept this system basically intact. We simply changed the flag and the uniform, but maintained the factory model of education. What can we do about it? When I was in medical college, while dissecting cadavers, I became obsessed with how perfectly this human body works. The intricate systems, the remarkable healing and growing capabilities, and the way everything connects. I wondered if we can understand how this body and brain works so thoroughly, why aren't we systematically developing every aspect of ourselves? And this led me to a journey which completely transformed how I see this game of life. And today, I'm going to share the development structure that I discovered. First, let us understand that life isn't a one-dimensional linear game, but it is a multi-layered experience with 3 interconnected domains that you need to master sequentially. Level 1, the internal domain. Your body, brain, and emotions. These aren't just character traits that you are randomly assigned at birth, but these are your gaming equipments. If your instruments are both broken, or if you lack mastery over them, how can you play well? Imagine trying to win a racing tournament with broken engine, misaligned tires, and cranky suspensions. That is what it is like trying to succeed. When your body is exhausted, your brain is foggy, and your emotions are all over the place. After that comes middle domain, life skills and soft skills. These are your character's abilities and power-ups, missions related to communication, decision-making, conflict resolution, financial literacy, and learning how to learn comes under this domain. And then comes level 3, the external domain. Your family life, professional life, and impact on the world. This is where most people focus all their energy while mostly neglecting the first 2 levels. That's like trying to defeat the final boss without upgrading your character or collecting any power-ups along the way. You might get lucky, but the odds are you are going to get absolutely destroyed, and that is what the statistics are saying. So if you are struggling with the external aspects of your life, it is simply a sign that you need to work upon your internal aspects. It completely makes sense, right? Yet, our education system almost ignores the internal domain. We don't teach our students how to manage their emotions. We don't teach them how to improve each brain function or even properly care for their physical bodies. We barely address the middle domain life skills and soft skills that research shows are the strongest predictor of life success. We don't test our students how they are doing with both of these domains. Let me ask you something. Please raise your hand if your school or college systematically taught you specific techniques to enhance your brain functions. Almost no one. Now please raise your hand if you even knew such techniques existed. Very few. That's what I thought. And we wonder why most people struggle at every phase of life. Let me tell you something that definitely didn't teach you in Biology 101. You can literally hack your own biochemistry to create specific emotional states. Want to feel joyful, focused, calm? There are specific practices to induce relevant hormonal and neurotransmitter in your body. As a medical professional, I must tell you this. We have had the user manual to our bodies and brains for decades, but somehow we have decided that the instruction booklet isn't worth reading, and we kept button mashing our way through life. But now that you know, what can you do differently? Start treating your development like a sophisticated game it is. Create a holistic development plan for each domain. Internal domain. For physical body, you can map your physical baseline, your physical structure, strength, flexibility, diet. For brain, you can test and enhance each brain function, your cognitive functions, attention span, memory, thinking process, awareness. For emotions, you can track your emotional patterns, what triggers you, how you react, and how quickly you recover. Please, don't just say, I need to exercise more or I need to manage my stress better. Quantify it, test it, track it, and level up with precision. For middle domain, you can assess your communication skills across various contexts. You can measure your decision-making process under various conditions. And of course, all of these are just examples. You can definitely list out all the brain functions and the skills involved. I mean, it's easy for us now that we have got AI on our side, right? So, what can be the future of education? Imagine an education system that focuses on holistic development of human beings, where physical well-being, mastering brain functions, and emotional intelligence are as important as mathematics and science, where life skills and soft skills are taught systematically and not acquired randomly through painful life experiences, where artificial intelligence is utilized to create and support personalized development across all the three domains, where teachers and parents, who are essentially your coaches in this game of life, are also continuously developing themselves. Because, let's be honest, how can someone help you level up if they themselves are stuck at the basic level? But we don't have to wait for the education system to change. You can start moving ahead. How? First, create a development plan for each domain from reliable resources. Don't just wing it based on Instagram reels or whatever self-help book is trending this month. Reliable resources. Second, find mentors who have already mastered the domains that you are targeting. Because having a competent mentor can save you years of trial and error. And finally, remember this. When you develop yourself completely, you don't just level up your own game, but you also become a lighthouse for others, showing what is possible. So what would our world look like if we all played the game of life in its full spectrum? If we measure success not by what we achieve externally, but by how we have grown internally. That would be a world where humans are no longer just surviving, but truly flourishing.
Access granted to full spectrum living.
So, are you ready to play the game of life in its full spectrum? All the best.